business prospects you'll be talking to are already going to have an existing product they use, like yours. But you're going to have to show that yours is better in some way with those benefits and features that the product has. Catherine, did you have something to say?
Oh, I was just going to say it's a selling point. So
Okay. Well, yeah, no, it is. But how are we going to know what types of things the business is going to want to hear about? Like, how are we going to know what issues they have with their existing products? Research, for one, that's huge. You should have already done your research about the business beforehand. Let's say you don't know specific things exactly on what they need. How are we going to find that out? This is not a trick question. Yeah. You ask. That's all you have to do. So if you look up on the board, then I know everybody can read my writing. We're going to talk about something called spin questions today. And it falls under the needs identification category, which is, I think, what it says on the rubric that you guys still haven't gotten. So sorry about that. But we kind of know what's on it, right? Pre-approach, approach, feature, advantage, benefit, and now this is, in my opinion, the most important piece, needs identification. We're going to watch a little video here, and it's kind of scripted, in my opinion, but it does a really nice job of showing how this guy, all he does is ask questions in the first part of the sale. So what I want you guys to do is take something out to write with. Like, you don't have, this isn't going to be turned in or anything like that. Get a pencil out and the first, 10 seconds is this jazzy, great music. So that's why I picked this video. No, it doesn't. He asks probably 8 questions of his potential buyer. All you're going to do is write down questions that you hear. If you don't get them all, that's perfectly fine. But hear as many as you can. Also, think about the steps of the selling process. Does he have a good approach? Is he talking about features or benefits? And then, like I said before, write down questions that he asks.
Here's a hello from your friendly receptionist. Welcome to
Mr. Wainwright, I'm very excited about this opportunity during our market outreach to explore solutions to whatever hotel needs you may have. What would you like to know? Well, please tell me how your company might need hotels for meetings and overnight accommodations.
We have about 50 employees here at our local office. They don't travel very much. We do have a field-based sales team of about 25 managers who regularly visit about a dozen cities in the northern states. We also invite our top clients and vendors to a training summit and awards dinner that's usually located here near our corporate office.
So tell me more about how this big event is structured.
We fly in 75 to 100 attendees on Monday for about 3 days. A series of workshops capped off by our awards ceremony on our final night.
So individual travel outbound and then this big event. Excellent. For that field-based sales team, what would you say is most important to them in choosing a hotel?
Because they travel so much, I'd say that consistency is a top priority. We tried booking hotels with lower rates and it was really hit or miss. If it was in our budget, we'd like to adopt a single hotel chain.
Well, I can certainly appreciate that. What else would you say is important to them?
Our travel budgets were cut this year, so it would be nice to find a hotel that doesn't nickel and dime us for every little extra, like internet, breakfast. I've also heard them comment that they prefer a hotel with a bar or cocktail lounge in the lobby. Oftentimes they're traveling into smaller towns without much nightlife. Any hotel room can seem a little stuffy when you're stuck in it for a while.
Well, Mr. Wainwright, I really appreciate all these details you've shared with me. I am confident that we can provide the perfect solution for your traveler's needs. For example, Holiday Inn, a completely refreshed brand, can provide the perfect inclusive value for your budget, and they actually provide a lobby that encourages socializing and relaxing.
That's good to know.
So back to this big event, what would you say is going to make it a success for you?
Well, the top priority is timing. The breakout sessions will be rotating every 2 hours, and it's critical that the meeting rooms and coffee breaks be ready to accommodate this traffic. Internet is also extremely important.
Welcome to Holiday Inn.
Okay, so the next 2 minutes, turn and talk to somebody around you about the questions you wrote down, but think about why you would ask those questions. And then we'll talk about it as a whole after you're done.
I got 5 questions. I have 3. Tell me more about how you said it's structured. What is the perfect? Yes, it twice. Yes. Yeah. They said both of them. That's my text. Do you swear?
So I saw a story of like characters what we can do this, like what's gonna make it better, what I was gonna ask and I totally forgot about it.
Did you guys see like last night? Like I got a new phone. Everyone text numbers.
I was gonna text someone like,
So then the last lady, I was like, hey, call me like here. Usually just like talk with them. So then
You missed 2.
my number was working. And he's like, okay. And I was like, I don't know if you're talking to me. He's like, what's my name?
Nothing.
Sorry, I went to the show. My bad. I'm like, I'll call you today. He's like, okay. So, if I can have that worksheet.
I'll give it to you when you
Like,
All right. Everybody back up here, please. Okay, so Eddie, what is the question that you wrote down?
One of them we asked was, what's most important for your employees?
Okay, Jack, why do you think he would ask that sort of question?
So you're talking about the employees and like what kind of staff you have,
Okay,
and that would be another question out.
okay. So you think he just asked that to kind of set himself up to ask another question?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And we're going to talk about how to do that in just a little bit. Gabby, what is a question that you wrote down other than that one?
what would make this big event successful?
Okay. Hannah, did you guys talk about why that question would make sense?
We kind of just said like, he kind of let the person talk and say what he wanted for the event rather than saying this is what we're gonna do.
Exactly. So he can figure out, like I think what he's trying to do is figure out what features and benefits that he's going to talk about. So he's trying to find what is important for his buyer and his customer, and then he'll be able to talk about what he can give him. Did anybody else write anything down about this short video as a whole that you noticed, Anna?
I have more of a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So when he asked what didn't work about other hotels you looked at,
Yep.
he mentioned we didn't like paying separate for breakfast and stuff. So would that mean that or later on in the sales presentation you would just not mention anything about that, or would he like cut them a deal? Like are we allowed to cut them a deal if we're selling it to them, or how does that work?
So I think it depends on your product and the flexibility that you think you would have. If I'm just selling one thing to a business, the likelihood of me giving them a deal is smaller than them buying something in bulk. So who has an example of where it would just be one thing you're selling to? You would? So just, if you're just selling one French press to a